pack. If you play Ark Raiders or you've been thinking about jumping in, Embark just dropped news that's splitting the community right down the middle. The 5th expedition is coming next month, and then Embark is switching off the whole system. Not for a week, not for a season, until early 2027. Some of you are going to see that and go finally rework the grind. Some of you are going to see that and go, so I just don't get an expedition for 4+ months. Both reactions are valid, and I want to walk through exactly what's changing, what's confirmed, what's still a mystery, and why Embark says they had to pull the handbrake on their own feature. Let's start with the part that's actually good news, because Embark did listen to some feedback here. The expedition window opens September the 8th and runs through to September the 29th. That's 3 weeks instead of the usual 2. 1 extra week to prep your caravan. Quest progress can now be kept optionally. Previously, going through an expedition reset your quest progress along with everything else. Now that's opt-in, not forced. No last call this time. If you don't remember, last call was the short bonus window tacked onto the end of the previous expeditions. It's gone for round 5, trials are shifting too. The current trials season wraps September the 22nd, then trials themselves go on a 2-week pause until October the 8th. So on paper, round 5 is Embark's most player-friendly expedition yet, which makes what comes next land a little harder. Here's a part of the announcement that's actually driving the conversation. After Expedition 5 wraps on September the 29th, expeditions are going on pause. Not the next one, not a short break, but until 2027. Embark's own words for the blog post: they've been carefully reviewing feedback, and while they've been incremental improvements along the way, they've decided some of the core problems, tight departure windows, the reward structure, and accessibility for newer players call for a bigger change. Their conclusion is that expeditions need a proper rebuild, not another patch. For anyone who doesn't play, quick refresher on what an expedition even is. It's basically Ark Raiders' version of prestiging. You voluntarily wipe your raider, level, stash, all of it in exchange for permanent rewards like extra skill points and expanded stash space. If you complete all 5, you unlock a Zenith outfit. It's a big commitment, and that's exactly why the complaints about it have been so loud. Embark says any consecutive buffs you've already banked will carry over through the pause, so that progress isn't lost, and if your caravan is only partly completed, it gets converted into vouchers of equal value instead of just vanishing. Small mercies, but a real acknowledgement that they know people were mid-grind when this dropped. This is where it gets interesting, because the reaction generally isn't one-sided. On the one hand, the criticism Embark is responding to are real departure windows have felt punishingly short for players with limited playtime. The reward to sacrifice ratio has been a constant talking point since Expedition launched, and newer or less active players have basically been locked out of meaningful participation before a window closes. On the other hand, going dark until 2027 is a long time in live service years. Reactions reportedly been rougher on X than on the Ark Raiders subreddit, but even in the more measured corners of the community, the vibe is wait and see rather than relief. Some players are generally happy with the system as is and don't want it touched at all. Others just don't trust that a redesign automatically means better redesign. And there's a bigger structural point worth flagging. Ark Raiders has been sold in the millions since October 2025 launch and has been a genuine Game of the Year conversation contender. Pausing a marquee feature for the better part of a year is a real gamble on a game with that much momentum. Embark's clearly betting the long-term system is worth more than a short-term content gap. Let's be honest about what's still unconfirmed, because I don't want to feed you speculation dressed up as fact. Exact 2027 return date, early 2027, is all Embark has said. No month, no window. What the actual rework looks like, Embark says more detail comes in September, so expect a proper system breakdown then, not now. Whether it lines up with other content, some outlets are speculating the revamped expeditions could land alongside Ark Raiders' next major update after the Frozen trial content. But that's speculation, not confirmed by Embark. If you want a play-by-play as Embark drops more info, that's exactly what I'll be covering when September follows up post-lands. So make sure you've subscribed for that. My honest read, this is Embark doing something a lot of live service studios say they'll do and almost never actually do, admitting a core system isn't working and taking it offline to fix it properly, instead of just duct taping it every season. That's rare and it deserves some credit. But "we'll do better" is also just words until the rework actually lands, and 4+ months without a marquee progression loop is a genuine risk for players' retention. If you're mid-caravan right now, September the 29th is your deadline. Don't sleep on it. So here's my actual question for the pack. Are you disappointed there's a longer gap coming, or relieved Embark's finally addressing the departure window and reward complaints? Drop it in the comments, I read every one. That's the 5th expedition and the pause that comes after it. If Embark drops more specifics in September, like they've promised, I'll have a follow-up the second it's confirmed. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and if this saved you a scroll through 5 different news sites, a like generally helps the channel. Stay sharp out there, pack. I'll see you in the next one.